if someone wants to, become a supervisor, or if they want to become a manager or a key holder, they've taken this step on their own, or, even flip it around. If a business needs to get some of their employees serve safe, they can utilize us, and we can do it for them. And then it costs them nothing.
Hello, my name's Stefan, and I am here with Danielle. She's a part of the strategic partnership team, heads that up here over at Goodwill of the Heartland in Cedar Rapids. And I am so excited to dig into Goodwill of the Heartland. I wasn't familiar with them really at all until Danielle and I had met. So before I go in and give all the details, what we do in this show is we get together, interview some local nonprofits, ministries, people just doing really good, cool work in the area, and just shine a spotlight on them. And that's what we're doing here with Danielle. So, Danielle, I got to ask you, what drew you to Goodwill of the Heartland? I know a little bit of your background, but what drew you to them specifically?
Well, I was new to Iowa, and after moving here, I was just in Indeed looking for a job. I recently I'm about to graduate with my bachelor's degree in human resource management, and they had a career service advisor opening. And I was like, well, that's kind of right in that alley, even though I haven't gotten my bachelor's yet, but I right there get me going.
Yeah.
And so I answered the ad, and that's how I started with Goodwill, was as a career service advisor, and then
Yeah.
took on the other role of the strategic partnership specialist about probably about last June.
Okay. And what does a career service advisor do? We're
So
going to
the
get into
career,
this a little later, but tell me
yeah.
about that.
So the career service advisors, there's about 9 of us in the Heartland. The Heartland covers 19 counties. And what we do is we run the Helms Career Center at any of the mission services. We are not part of the retail. The retail is a separate entity to the mission services. And what we do is, as a career service advisor, is we help people with effective job searching. We help them tune up their resume to make sure their resume is professional. We get them an Indeed profile if need be. We help them with basic computer skills. Pretty much anything to help them with job searching
Yeah.
and job readiness. We have workshops that we offer for some soft skills trainings. Like,
Yeah.
I love doing interviewing classes, because a lot of people are very intimidated how to interview
hmm
and just don't know, how should I react with this? How should I handle this? Should I ask questions? Should I not? And all the different styles of interviewing. And I love teaching that class, and people get a lot out of learning from that.
Yeah. How is that different? Doesn't Iowa has like an Iowa workforce development or something like that? How is this different from that kind of state funded program?
I'd have to say mostly because it's a one-on-one experience when they come in.
Mhm.
Iowa Workforce, I also I partner with them as well. They send a
Mhm.
lot of people my way too. They're busy and they have a bigger workload than I do.
Mhm.
And I'm a good supplement for that.
Mhm.
Just because of that one-on-one touch that I can give, I
Yeah.
can help them. We also have a virtual career center. So if someone can't make it out to our career center, I can get them signed up on the virtual career
Yeah.
center, so they can access us even from Iowa Works, any place they can get it onto a computer. And then
That's awesome.
they can tap into all of our resources as well. And then they can communicate directly with me if need be.
And that's awesome. And so people, how do people usually find you guys? Because I've been through the job hunt. I didn't know you guys were available. I saw Iowa Works and some of those others. How do people usually find you?
So we are marketing on social media. Our
hmm
marketing team is doing a pretty good job with that, but that is only reaching so much.
Yeah.
So basically, when I started going to the Iowa Grab a Jobs. I started
hmm
getting the word out. I go to any job fair there is. If there's a
Yeah.
resource fair, any kind of job fair, if I have the ability to go, I go, and that helps get the word out. And right now, and that's pretty much why the strategic partnership specialist role was created, was
Mm.
so that there would be people that could get out there and let businesses and places know about all the services that we provide. There are
Yeah.
3 strategic partnership specialists in all the 19 counties, and we all have regions. So there's
Yeah.
me, I have Cedar Rapids to Iowa City, and then we have someone in Quad Cities, and then we have someone further south that handles Muscatine and
Yep.
Burlington and Keokuk. So that way we can touch everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. And what do you guys charge for this?
Nothing. There's
Oh, there we go. There we go. We
no,
got to make sure everyone knows this isn't a sales pitch. This is just
no,
a gift to the community.
no, we were granted by Mackenzie Scott. She gave us a wonderful grant, and we decided very early on to use that grant to help everyone in our 19 counties. I know that a lot of people think of Goodwill, they think of our retail stores, they think of donating it to the stores,
Yep.
and that donation to the stores does help mission services,
Yeah.
but it's not enough. So
Yeah.
this grant helped a lot. And what's really great about that grant is that the fact that we can, and if as long as you live in our 19 counties, and even sometimes we've been able to reach outside of, if we really work it out, think outside the box with it.
Yeah.
But it is, a lot of people think of Goodwill and they think of people with disabilities or people with barriers, and we help them tremendously. We have great programs for them, but this specific workforce development is from the Mackenzie Scott grant that we got, that we can help everyone.
And that's awesome. And
Yeah.
and you've talked about kind of the individual partners. So finding people who either need some career development, they need some job coaching, they need just some one-on-one help to get them through a career transition, whatever's going on in their world. But that's only part of what you do, right? I mean, isn't there a second half of it?
Yeah, so after the low level, so that would be like the basic help, going through the career service advisor, but then we have another level that we can do. So what we also offer is occupational skills trainings.
Okay.
And we have those in different industries, very fast-paced, quick, high need industries.
Yeah.
One of the main industries is hospitality. So we offer hospitality classes. We offer the gold standard hospitality. We offer front desk, maintenance, room attendant, breakfast, buffet, banquet breakfast. We offer all of that. One of our most popular in the hospitality is our custodial training. That custodial training is like a 6 to 8 week training that person becomes a master in their craft. They learn how to do chemical balancing and things like that. And those all come out with a certification at the end.
Oh, cool.
We also have customer service and sales for retail. And we also offer ServSafe for food handlers. And we have it for the basic and for management.
Yeah, so with ServSafe, don't most restaurants, they need to pay ServSafe for those trainings?
They do, and the bigger ones, they usually have someone that they use, and then what they do is they try to group them up, and they typically only train basically their managers.
Yeah.
But what we do is we can train anybody, and what helps with that, and that's only like a 2-4 hour training, and then they can get a certification. And what helps with that is it shows intent too. Like, so if someone wants to become a supervisor, or if they want to become a manager or a key holder, they've taken this step on their own, or, even flip it around. If a business needs to get some of their employees ServSafe, they can utilize us, and we can do it for them, and then it costs them nothing.
So I think about in Cedar Rapids, there's so many small restaurants that are just trying to get off the ground, right? That just seems like a great service to those businesses.
It really is, especially for the smaller ones. And then you don't have to, we're a great resource for businesses. We can take a lot off their plate.
Yeah.
We also offer a huge arrangement of IT classes as well.
Really?
So that's that's like a little golden gem here, because we have IT professional. We partner with Google Coursera for these classes. So these are Google Coursera powered classes. So there's IT professional, there's Google with Python, there's UX design. We just took on cybersecurity, which starts in January.
That's awesome.
And we also have we have data analytics, we have social media marketing, and we have digital marketing that we just took on. And these classes are great. And what's fantastic about the Google Coursera classes is that there's now 220 businesses that will look at a Google Coursera graduate for an interview before they will anyone else.
Really? Why is that?
just because they know the level of sophistication, the level of training, and just the in-depth training that they get. So if they've got the certification from Google Coursera, it just shows that they have basically what is needed.
Oh, that's awesome. So how much of your time is split between just caring for those people that need that on the job support to get that training or development compared to working with businesses to help them maybe train candidates that weren't the right fit at that time, but they want to get them there, or helping businesses find the right people? Is there a split between those two?
For my role,
Yeah, for you personally.
yeah, it's 2020. I do 20 hours of career service advisor and 20 hours of getting out there and pounding the streets and
Yep.
getting the word out and getting
Yep.
with businesses so that they know that we have all these services,
Yeah.
and just letting them know also that, hey, you can hire Susie.
Yep.
She may not have any training. We can train her. What a great
Yeah.
resource. What a great way for them to save money. And we have found that these people, when they come from when they use our candidates,
Yeah.
they find they have better retention, lower turnover.
Wow.
It's a win-win for everybody, because
Yeah.
these are people that are coming to them with skills that have showed obviously intent because they've gone through a class. So they
Yeah.
really want to learn the skill and they want the job.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love that. I love that. And I just think one of the hurdles I would expect you run into is a lot of businesses, they think, oh, it's just another recruiter trying to sell me something, right?
Right.
Just another person. And you don't charge businesses for this, right?
We don't. And what's really nice too is anyone that's gone through any of our skills training, they also get paired up with one of our career navigators based on wherever they live, because we
Yeah.
have them all over.
Mm-hmm.
And that career navigator is their career navigator for a year. So
Oh, wow.
that person will support them in getting them set up to find that right job, making sure that that resume is good, making sure that they've had all the trainings that they need.
Yeah.
And that most of our career navigators have tapped into a lot of local businesses as
Good.
well, and that helps too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. Well, would you mind sharing with me a story or just a success, a win, something that just really puts the wind in your sails, that reminds you why you do what you do?
I'd have to say, since I started as the strategic partnership specialist, it was really slow go. We had with COVID, that kind of put a crimp in for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that just based on what we do, if someone has an interest in learning about any of our skills training, we have what is called an info session. And if they put in an interest and they can set up a time for an info session, then it's a 30-minute Zoom with us, and we go through all the services and all the certifications, and then what steps have to happen next. And in the beginning, we would go weeks without anyone signing up. I have 5 people signed up for an info session.
Oh, wow.
So I'm seeing the growth. I'm seeing our classes getting more full. They started off very light, and now they're starting to fill up better. And that to me is everything. And that's what powers me to keep going, because my goal is to fill these classes. These are great classes. This is any of these skills.
Yeah.
The hospitality, they're 2 to 8 weeks, and they already have a certification, which means they can get a job quick.
Yeah.
The IT are 4 to 6 months, or a little more in depth. But again, I mean, think of, if you look, what is a help desk person making, per year? We're trying to get people out there with good skills so they can earn good wages. And that's what keeps me motivated is to see the growth that we've had since I have started almost a year and a half ago with Goodwill.
Oh, that's good. Do you have any of those stories of people that went through classes and found something, and without naming names, does anyone come to mind that you can share a little bit of their story with us about?
I do. There's a gentleman down in Iowa City that very timid, had a hard time, very uncomfortable interviewing. He did go through our maintenance program. So he interviewed, and one of the nice little perks about if they do any of our hospitality classes is that we can sometimes offer a 25-hour paid internship.
Oh, wow.
Which that 25 hours comes from Goodwill. And so then the hotel or university or whoever takes one of our interns, they can see if it's a good fit for them and vice versa. If the,
Wow.
so he actually did one of our internships and he ended up getting hired, which was great because he was
That's
really
awesome.
struggling. And he's still with them today. That was back in early 2021, and he's doing really
That's
fantastic. And
awesome.
he's one of their, they talk about it all the time that he's an asset to their team. And all
Love
he
it.
did was he just went through our class and our career navigator set up the internship and the rest was history with that one.
All right, hold on. I gotta. So you guys actually pay for 25 hours for the person to work somewhere as an intern, so like
Yep.
half a week. That way, the employer can see, all right, is this a good fit? Is this someone we want to keep around without
Yeah.
needing to really put any skin in the game?
For real, yeah, that's what we do. And that for our hospitality classes,
Yeah,
we do. We don't offer it for IT currently.
yeah. And I
Um,
could see that would probably bear some risk, right? But
well, there's not as many. I feel like, that's another part of my other role is to try to connect with more tech type of
yeah,
businesses.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, that's a great skill set, and we are seeing a lot of people getting hired in, with help desks or
Hmm.
working on um, computer programming if they do the
Yep.
UX designs and stuff. So that one's still doing well. It's just that we don't offer the 25-hour
Yeah.
paid internship for that. But yes, we do. We offer that. And even if it doesn't work out for either party, like if the candidate says, "Oh, I don't really want to work there," or,
Hmm.
or they say, that's just not a good fit, it's still awesome because it puts something on their resume. It gives them
Yeah.
something in their portfolio that they can take to their next interview.
Oh,
So
yeah.
either way, it's a win
Oh,
for
100%.
everyone.
Well, just the fact that that's even open because so many people they worry like, man, they're not even giving me a chance. Hey, there's the chance.
There's
Like,
the
here's your
chance.
time to
Yeah.
shine. That's just so great. I love it. Well,
It is, and we are seeing huge successes. A lot of people do get hired. This is still newer for us, so we, as far as candidates, we are showing we're not at the 6 month or 12 month retention rate yet, but we are showing really good success at 90 days so far.
yeah.
But again, it's still somewhat new with all these
Hmm.
classes, and we need to fill these classes
Yeah.
so
Well,
we can
and
have
I know
better.
with a lot of um like HR teams that I've talked to, getting people past that 90 days, that's really critical. So if you're
Yeah,
consistently getting there,
yeah,
getting to and past 90 days with good hires, the likelihood of them sticking is really high. So
yeah.
you're definitely doing some good work, and that 90-day point is critical.
It
So
really is, and that's why the skills are so important, and the fact that you're hiring someone who already has taken interest because they've taken the time to take these
yeah,
classes on their
yeah,
own time, whether it's paid for or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. They're taking that initiative,
yeah,
and so it just shows more
yeah.
likability, more hireability,
Yeah, the
and
character of the person behind this
yeah.
that it's hard to see otherwise, right?
Workforce
Resumes are
development is
often
tough.
vague. Yeah.
And if they're already making those steps to that, I mean, I have a lot of people that come to my workshops. I do workshops at the Opportunity Center
Hmm.
where we do just basic. I had one just last Thursday and it was on dependability.
Yeah.
So I had two participants show up for that. And, I mean, it may seem simple, like you would think it's, I know how to be dependable, but people get something out of these classes every time.
Yeah.
So they're good shops.
Yeah. And something that I've learned, I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. The more good things that I do, the right things that I do, even if those specific things don't lead to the result that I was looking for, suddenly just other good things just start happening. And I
Yeah,
don't want to I don't want to make something about it that's not there, but I've just seen that time and time again in my life. So I'm sure with these candidates, the more they do those right activities,
yeah.
even if that's not the exact thing that gets them the job, it's building the character to be the type of person they need to be.
Well, for real. And even then, even that, like, I always ask, did you get anything out of this? And they always say yes, they got whatever out of it. But after the class is done, then I go even further. And then I
Hmm.
tell them about all of our skills certification classes. And
Yeah.
then I walk them through different ones that they might. And I basically have that little info session right there with
Yeah.
them. And then 9 times out of 10, they're interested in signing up in a class. So all the way around, they're
Yeah.
going to get some skills.
Oh, that's great. I absolutely love it. Well, what's a common struggle that you end up running up against, either with candidates or with the business partners that you're working with?
I think the biggest struggle is just the fact that people just don't know. They
Mm,
don't realize, and they have this already kind of mindset on what Goodwill does
hmm.
already. They think
Yeah.
retail. They think, oh, I donate my unused clothes. There's just so much more to it. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest barrier, is just getting the word out, and that's what I'm striving for, is
Yeah.
to reach out, and so people can find out more about what we do. um I just can't imagine any business. Well, usually when I talk to people, it's like when you and I talked, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I didn't know Goodwill did that. There should
Yeah.
be a hashtag out there. I didn't know Goodwill did that.
Wait, this is Goodwill?
Right? So it's that's the biggest hurdle, is
Yeah.
really just, you know, making sure that people know, and we need to be able to collaborate with more businesses. And
Yeah.
when we collaborate with more businesses, it's going to just create a better community.
Yep.
And the businesses, it's going to free up some of their time, some of their
Yep.
resources, because we can be a good resource. I have a computer lab here that
Hmm.
has 8 computers. If they need a mass onboarding, I can
Yeah.
help them with that. They can
Yeah.
come here and mass onboard and talk about quickly getting people going. If
Yeah.
they need to know if people have any kind of computer skills, I can do computer assessments with them
Yeah.
just to see where they're at. Like, so that there's a good way to collaborate with us
Mm.
to help them in their hiring needs.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, and the more time you're working with them and collaborating with them, it's going to help it's going to help you be a better fit for them too, because they'll be
Yep.
able to, hey, we need this program. We need these trainings. All right,
Yep.
let me figure out how to get those to you. Right?
Yes,
That's where it really works together, where you really are just sitting in their corner rooting them on and setting their employees up for the best success possible.
exactly. I've talked to other businesses about, if you have, especially retail or any kind of service industry or food, if you have an employee that, just is on the verge of being final write up because they're
Yeah.
constantly late or whatever, send them to my dependability class.
Yeah.
And that'll avoid that write up. And then they get a skill, or at least they show up for the class, and
Yeah.
then show that they're intending to do better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it can be a great avenue
Hmm.
for, a manager to avoid losing someone, to try to
Yeah.
keep that retention. We have all these different classes that we offer, just in basic soft skills that a lot of
Yeah.
people just don't have.
Oh, that's good. Well, I even think about that. I mean, that hypothetical where there's an employee that's on they're at their last write up.
Yeah.
And so you send them to a course, and whether or not that actually pans out, maybe they are let go. But now they've got a connection with someone that can help them with their resume, that can help them develop maybe skills that they're more interested in,
And it
that are a
can,
better
yes, and
fit.
then they can grow from that
Yeah.
experience that that they ended up with. So yes, it's all about connections.
Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, so getting the biggest one is just getting the word out to where
Getting the word out.
businesses and individuals just know, hey, this is a resource that doesn't cost you anything,
Yep.
but gives you so much.
Yep.
Uh,
Exactly.
that's good. So, what would be if suddenly you had your schedule full, you've got all these classes, all these people are in it, you've got businesses calling you saying, hey, I've got this candidate, but I need you to X, Y, and Z to help me through the hiring process. Um, and your plate got completely full. Tell me how that would impact, from your perspective, the community.
I think, well, that would definitely help with the word of mouth. People would definitely, it would get it out there, all the different wonderful things that we do. Like, look
Uh,
at how many people are coming and getting help from Goodwill, and how
yep.
many things Goodwill is contributing to our community. And I think it twofold too, because the busier we are, the more grants we can get, the
Mm,
more positions we can open. Like, it just all the way around, it
yeah.
helps everybody.
Yeah, you can scale and continue to do it, right?
Yeah, if we grow, then the community grows.
Yeah. And could you imagine if Cedar Rapids suddenly became this hub of the highest skilled workers around? Like, what major businesses would that draw out here? What kind of an impact? I'd just be awesome. And
Yeah.
hopefully Big Grove would open a second location here in Cedar Rapids. I mean, we can just keep growing this place.
Right.
So.
Yes, exactly. And that is somebody that I plan on meeting with at some point soon is Big Grove.
Oh
They're on
man,
my list.
oh, that's good. No, there's a lot of great employers out here, a lot of good people.
Yes.
Well, what are some ways that people could help you do that? What are some specific actionable things that someone could do to help Goodwill of the Heartland and help your mission of getting the word out of the good stuff you do?
Just literally just letting people know, just
Hmm.
telling people, and then collaborating with us.
Hmm.
It's free for them to collaborate with us. It helps fill their gaps
Yeah.
of any kind of workforce needs. I know everybody's stretched thin,
Hmm.
and we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So we're in a time and a place where a lot of businesses are using less people to do more jobs, and we're a great resource for that. So come talk to us, give me
Yeah.
a call, or if it's something we've never done before, we think we're like the innovators of thinking outside of the box for real. And so we'll figure out something, we'll
Yeah.
try to make it work. We want to learn about the business's needs and
Hmm.
see what we can do to help that.
Yeah. I love
So
that.
just
I
getting
love
the
that.
word out. I think
Get
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So you would take calls from businesses specifically that are looking for skilled people, or they're looking to help you level up their people or
Exactly.
individuals. Yeah.
Yep.
S-
Both.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So have them reach out directly. And is there like a website, a landing page, something
We do.
specific someone could do?
Yeah, we have goodwillheartland.org.
Okay.
And that one for participants, if they go to up in the top right corner, it says free training. If
Okay.
they click on that, they can find out more information about our classes. It'll tell you when the next classes are, what classes we offer, gives a little bit of description about those.
Mm-hmm.
They can reach out to me directly. And there is a phone number there, so they can get
Okay.
transferred to me. It's an 888 number, I believe. Or just even if they come down to, I'm on Blair's Ferry, right on the
Yeah.
corner of Council and Blair's Ferry. They can anytime anybody can, our career center is not open every day, but they can call and find out the hours. It's basically Tuesdays and Thursdays
Mm-hmm.
from 8 a.m. until noon for right now, but we are trying to extend that. And then after the new year, it'll also be Monday afternoons from 12 to 4. So
Okay.
those are good for walk-ins for
Yeah.
anybody that wants to use our computer lab or needs any help.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just there's lots of ways to be able to reach
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
and
So.
reach me. And I met all the businesses, and I like I said, I go to job fairs.
Mm-hmm.
I mingle with people. Probably somebody has already talked to me that they know at some point, and then they can I've been passing out my business card like crazy
Oh,
to
that's good.
people.
Oh,
So
I love it. Just getting the word out. And congratulations on having 5 of these initial conversations just today
yeah,
scheduled. That's
very
just really
exciting.
cool. And I can't wait to see Cedar Rapids be an even more skilled city than we already are because of the good work you guys are doing. So
I agree.
keep it up. Keep it up. Well,
Thank you.
with that, thank you so much, Danielle, for hopping on this call with me. Thanks for letting me ask a little bit about what you do at Goodwill of the Heartland. And hopefully, there's some people watching this that can either A, just give you a call and say, hey, I need some help in this area, or B,
Yeah,
a business that could say that, hey, I need help finding people with these skills, or I need help skilling up these employees for some
exactly.
changes. So
Yeah.
hopefully they get a chance to hear this and maybe take some action and take advantage of some free resources we have here in Cedar Rapids. So
Oh, and I thank you so much, Stefan, for thinking about us and helping us get the word out, because that's how we're going to help the community. So
mhm.
I appreciate it.
Yep, glad to do it. Well, thank you, Danielle, and I'm gonna hit stop on this recording here. So everyone watching, y'all have a good one.
Bye. Thank you.